Hey, church family, Pastor Ben here with According to the Word, a daily devotional to offer you encouragement, hope, and guidance from God's Word. This week we've been working our way through the first couple verses of Psalm 37, which are giving us some perspective and instruction about how we are to think and act when we live amongst a culture that denies God, a culture that is full of evil and sin and wickedness. We're taught in this psalm, we're shown by the way David prays and the instruction he gives of how we should live, how we should respond to these times. We've seen that we're called to trust in the Lord and to do good. We've seen that we're to delight in the Lord and that He will give us the desires of our hearts. And in the next verse of Psalm 37, verse 5, it says, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act." Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. Whether we're thinking of how to live in our current cultural climate, or whether we're just thinking about the different circumstances that we face in life, a lot of times it can seem overwhelming. It can seem like a burden that is too heavy for us to carry on our own. We're not sure what to do. We're confused. We're perplexed. And it's in those moments that this verse is extremely helpful to us. David says, "Commit your way to the Lord." That word that's translated commit in English, in Hebrew, literally means to roll away. To roll away. You could think of this as rolling your circumstances, your plans, your unknowns, rolling those off of your shoulders onto the Lord's shoulders. One scholar, Dale Ralph Davis, he says this. He says, "It is literally roll your way or ways upon Yahweh." But I think by ways he means circumstances, which must include any anger, perplexity, or distress you may have over the success of the wicked. The whole matter is left in Yahweh's hands. It is not fodder for any vigilante activity on our part. As we live in a culture that doesn't live the way we live, doesn't believe the way we believe, as we see people who show no regard for God or His ways succeed to have material success in our culture's eyes, whatever that's doing to us, whatever that's causing us to feel or think or be tempted to do, we can know from this verse that we need to just roll those things away onto the Lord's shoulders. It makes me think of a gym I used to work out at down in Oregon. It was a CrossFit gym, and some of my favorite workouts at that gym would be what were called partner workouts, where you would be working with someone else to accomplish or to finish the workout together. And sometimes during these workouts, we would pick up these huge sandbags that weigh about 80 to 100 pounds, and we'd have to run with them. And you get to a point where you're holding this either on your shoulder or in front of you where it was a burden that it was just too heavy for you to carry. And so what you'd have to do at that time is let your partner know that you need to roll it off of you and onto their shoulders, that they need to take this burden from you because you can bear it no more. And that's the imagery I think of when I read Psalm 37:5. We take these burdens, the anger, the anxiety, the confusion that we face in this life in general, and as we see the prosperity of the wicked, as we live amongst a culture who doesn't love and follow God, we take those things and we roll them to God. We give it up to Him. We leave justice in His hands. We entrust ourselves to the one who judges justly. And so I don't know whatever kind of feelings or emotions or temptations you're facing in your Christian life right now, but I want to encourage you, don't hold on to that burden. You can't carry it on your own. Entrust it to God. Roll it onto Yahweh. He loves you, He cares for you, and He actually can bear that burden. He is sovereign and powerful. He can carry it, He can handle it, and He will deal with it in the way that is perfectly righteous and good, because that's who He is and that's what He does.